This just happened. This creator, Lily Gaddis, said that on X, Candace Owens has passed away. What is going on? I may have some answers. Now, let's go over this. She says, Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier this morning. It is with deep sadness and sorrow that I am sharing the passing of my long-term friend and fellow political commentator, Candace. Which, right off the bat, why would they contact her first, being that there is no relationship there as far as we know? And also she says, I can't shake the feeling that this wasn't a random tragedy. It might have been linked to Charlie Kirk's passing. Then, of course, Candace tweets, thank you for all the messages of concern, but I am not dead. She also states, if I were, it would be entirely appropriate for you to blame Israel. Now, the way to convict somebody in a court of law, you need circumstantial evidence and eyewitness testimony. Now, being that we don't have the latter, we only have circumstantial evidence, and it gets weird right off the bat, starting with this.
Everybody, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. And I want to say happy Father's Day to everybody that is in the chat that is a father. So happy Father's Day to every guy in the chat. We don't get really any commercials on TV. We're not going to get any gifts. We probably just going to get some underwear or whatever. But happy Father's Day to all the men in the chat. And ladies, wish me happy Father's Day. All right, so let's keep going. Drop your city in the chat and say happy Father's Day if you care.
She states that the tweets were faked, and the only two people that ever had access to her X account is a guy who made my YouTube thumbnails and this guy, Jay Daly, which is this guy, Jordan Daly, and she states that he was a whiz with social media and monetization because she lost her monetization and she needed help. But it's super ironic and hilarious that she hates black people, but she let a black guy gain access to her X account to help her with all this. Now, she's blaming this whole thing on him. He denies it. She states, you're one of the only people who ever had access to my X account. That makes you a suspect. Doesn't matter if I kicked your access months ago and I haven't talked to you in months. But here's where it gets shaky because this happened just a couple weeks ago. She states her account got hacked just a couple weeks ago again and says, I didn't post this. I have no clue what this is about. And it's about coming together again, just how everybody came together for George Floyd back in 2020. Clearly not her rhetoric. Now, just after that happens, this guy tweets to her saying, make sure you have your 2FA securing your account. She says, just got it. Wait, hold up. So you turned on your 2FA only to get hacked again. So either you're lying and said you did, or you actually did and you did it yourself because there's no way he would have got in. On the other hand, could be plausible if these are true. She posted these logins right before it happened, privy.io and Bags login. What are those?
All right, so I'm going to fast forward through this because this gets a little technical. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm worried about Candace for a different reason. Do y'all remember, put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember when Charlie Kirk passed away, even before anybody knew that he actually died, people started coming out saying, Charlie Kirk is dead. Charlie Kirk is dead. And nobody knew that he was dead. He just went to the hospital. And then people started running around saying he was dead. So I don't know what this ritual is, I will call it, that they have to announce that you're dead the second you're dead. And I think that's a cryptic way of kind of showing everybody that they had something to do with it, right? So when I heard about this crazy rumor that Candace Owens passed away and she didn't, she's okay, it had me think that what if they got wrong information and there is or was a plan to unalive Candace, but it just didn't happen yet. And then they're putting out tweets saying, oh my God, this happened without it happening. Just like if Charlie Kirk went to the hospital and survived and everybody's running around saying, oh my God, Charlie Kirk died and he didn't die. So I'm a little worried for Erica. I'm a little worried for Candace because I'm like, what does this mean? So I want to get past all this cryptic mess here because he gets super technical. All right, so let's go right.
These things that he's connected to, Moonberg and Litecoin, are crypto projects.
See, he's too technical. I don't want to get there. I want to go here. So check this out. Let's go right here.
Too hard to track. He could have been using a Tor browser, a VPN. Doesn't really matter at that point. All in all, I'm calling cap. It seems like a bunch of clout chasing, but anyways, let me know what you guys think down below.
There's something really weird.
All right, so listen to this. Poetic Flacco breaks this down extremely eloquently. And this is the actual tweet that was sent out. So before I play Poetic Flacco's video, I want to show y'all what the actual tweet said. It says, Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier. So think about that. They're literally saying, they're not saying, oh my God, she's dead. They're saying Candace Owens' family reached out to her. That's absolutely nuts. So Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier this morning. It is with deep sadness and sorrow that I am sharing the passing of my longtime friend. Then she says my longtime friend and fellow political commentator, kind of like contextually saying, yes, that Candace Owens that you think I'm talking about. But also, I can't shake the feeling that this wasn't simply a random tragedy. So I wanted to show you the actual tweet. So now let's listen to what Poetic Flacco said, because I think is very like the way he stated this was very thorough. So check this out. And everybody just coming in. 1, hit the like button. 2, hit the hype button. 3, wish me happy Father's Day, and wish all the fathers in the chat happy Father's Day, because you already know we don't get a lot of love on Father's Day. I have not seen one Father's Day commercial on my feed, on TV, or anything. So what's a dad? Wait, what's a dad? What? Okay. So wish everybody in the chat happy Father's Day. Wish me happy Father's Day, and drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. All right, so let's go.
Know with Candace Owens, and I'm starting.
Let me back it up a little bit.
Too hard to track. He could have been using a Tor browser, a VPN. Doesn't really matter at that point. All in all, I'm calling cap. It seems like a bunch of clout chasing, but anyways, let me know what you guys think down below.
There's something really weird going on with Candace Owens, and I'm starting to get really concerned. A couple of days ago, she got into this weird Twitter feud with the FBI. So she took to Twitter and she wrote, via FOIA, we formally requested Kash Patel's travel itinerary for the 3 days leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. And we just heard back and we were told the burden of request is too great. How is that even remotely legal? So then the FBI responded back to this, and they put, Dear Candace Owens, please show us on the document sent to you acknowledging your FOIA request where we said the burden of request is too great.
So right here, just so you know, just to give you guys some clarity, a few days ago, Candace Owens requested some information about Kash Patel's flight logs, which you can legally do. Like, they're using our tax dollars to fly around in private jets, right? So we have the legal right to ask the government what our FBI person or, personnel is and has been doing with our tax dollars. Okay. So that's literally what is being talked about right here. And it seems like because Candace is inquiring about this, they're now subliminally threatening to unalive her. Who they is, I don't know, but this is what I'm looking at, because with these people, they don't just do stuff. Everything is choreographed and planned. So just like with the Charlie Kirk murder. So listen to this again.
Show us on the document sent to you acknowledging your FOIA request where we said the burden of request is too great. I've never seen the FBI do this before in my life, but apparently Kash Patel is now using social media to go after his own personal enemies from the official FBI account. So he goes, your show Just like the fake news media will be called out when you lie. We're in some wild times. This might seem like the new norm, but this is really unusual. The FBI going after the media is crazy. It's nuts. Isn't the FBI like an independent agency? Like, why is the FBI going after the media? Why are they inheriting Trump's beef? This is weird. Now, they provided what they will say is, like their response to Candace Owens. But here's the thing, okay? I don't give a damn about Kash Patel's travel itinerary 3 days before Charlie Kirk's assassination. I don't give a damn. However, that was just the beginning of a very weird week for Candace Owens. Because after the FBI and her had that back and forth, the biggest CIA plant on the internet, Lily Gladys, she wrote some really weird things about Candace Owens. Really weird. Now, if anybody else would have wrote this, I probably wouldn't look too much into it. But because it's Lily Gladys, and we know she's a CIA agent, this white woman was sent to the internet by the CIA, bro. She is completely here to be an agent of chaos. Her job, right, is to disrupt. That's her job. Anybody who looks at Lily Gladys and her ascension and her content, you could tell probably from a mile away, man, that's a CIA plant, bro. I'm not messing with her, bro. I'm not messing with her, man. Listen, I made one video about Lily. I haven't made another one, bro. I'm cool. This chick is a CIA plant, and it's not hard to see. So when the CIA plants is coming out with what seemed to be a message tad bit too early, I get worried and I get concerned for Candace Owens, especially with the information she's been providing and been exposing over the last couple of months.
So I'm going to keep going on with this, but I played this many times, but it's scary when you hear this.
There's another phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett where I was crying on the phone with him. I mean, I am talking maybe 72 hours max after Charlie was killed. And he was also upset on the phone, but he said something and it's hitting differently the more that I think about it. He said, and I quote, "Candace, it was supposed to be you. It was supposed to be you." Now, at the time, I dismissed this as some sort of bargaining, right? That's an actual stage of grief. You do bargain. You wish that it was this person. You could trade it. Maybe you wish that it was yourself. And to be honest, I did go through that phase of bargaining with Charlie. Like, why didn't it happen to somebody else? Is this a good person? Was Andrew trying to maybe communicate to me after, especially given the fact that I told you that while the actual day on September 10th, while Charlie was in the hospital, he told me that there was a list. And that me and Tucker Carlson were on it and that we had to lay low, but he never told me who told him that. I never got a call from the feds telling me that. So I feel like these questions I have now are quite valid. Andrew, by the way, was not the only person who called me on that day and reached out to my family on that day with this warning, immediately cautioning me and Tucker to keep our mouths shut, telling us that we should lay low because there was a quote unquote list going around. Another person was a very well-known woman who happens to be married to a CIA contractor. Same exact message. You and Tucker Carlson. But, of course, we cannot tell you who we are getting this information from. I'm starting to realize, as I consider who the sources are and their closeness to the military, and now that we've gotten into the story and realized that virtually everybody there that day has these military ties, that threat may have been coming from the government, actually. That the globalized government that we live under, right, LOL to the idea that we have a national sovereignty, may have wanted me and Tucker to watch our friend die. And then that global gang wanted us to know that you will be next if you don't shut up. Like, really, it was supposed to be you.
So just adding context, a lot of y'all seen that before, but when the government, I would say, wants to get rid of you, they tell you before they do it. I'll say it again. When the government, whoever's government it is, the French government, the IHOPian government, or our government, when they're ready to get rid of you, there's going to be some type of cryptic way that they're going to tell you before they do it. So this is what happened with Charlie Kirk before they got rid of Charlie Kirk.
Intervention was staged by Bill Ackman because Charlie's thoughts, Charlie's rational.
Hold on, let me start over.
An intervention was staged by Bill Ackman because Charlie's thoughts, Charlie's rational thoughts about were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends. quote unquote friends, Bill Ackman was very upset and threats were made. It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to. This was an under duress situation, I would say, because I've been in these situations before. When I started asking very sensible questions about it, as someone who had dedicated her political life to supporting many times alongside Charlie Kirk, I was met with the very same pressure. And just like Charlie was being invited to, I was invited somewhere else. And
so right here, she was dealing with the same type of pressure. So it's like whenever they start pressurizing you, the government or whomever, it's almost, well, it's not even almost, it's a threat that you're next. So when we heard of Candace Owens having all these death threats, from the French government, it was alarming. It was scary, right? But the thing about it is they didn't do anything. And the reason why, in my opinion, why they didn't do anything was mainly because they already did it to Charlie Kirk. And if they were to whack another person that is on Charlie Kirk's level right after Charlie Kirk, it would just look strange. So to a certain degree, they have to just separate things and just wait. So when I see things like this involving Candace, it scares the shit out of me because I'm like, these are not just threats. This is not just a strange happening. They're trying to tell Candace something, in my opinion. So let's keep going with what Poetic Flacco was saying.
Video about Lily, I haven't made another one, bro. I'm cool. This chick is a CIA plant, and it's not hard to see. So when the CIA plants is coming out with what seemed to be a message tad bit too early, I get worried and I get concerned for Candace Owens, especially.
See, this message probably was a tad bit too early, like he said, whereas like she knew that there is a plan to get rid of Candace, and she wanted to be the first person to say it, because you already know when it comes to social media, when you're the first person to the story, everybody remembers you in history like, oh, remember, I was the first person that said that. I was the first person to break the story. So people want to be the first people to break the story so they can sound so smart. But when it doesn't happen, it looks like it's a threat because you didn't break a story because it never happened.
With the information she's been provided and been exposing over the last couple of months. The CIA plant wrote, Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier this morning. It is with deep sadness and sorrow that I am sharing the passing of my longtime friend and fellow political commentator, Candace. But I also can't shake the feeling that this wasn't simply a random tragedy. There are circumstances surrounding Candace's death, especially after Charlie's passing, that raise serious questions, and I hope the full truth comes to light. I want to respect her family's privacy, so I will refrain from sharing any further details. Please stay posted. That's weird. That's very weird. And if I'm Candace Owens, I'm concerned. It's weird. There's something really weird going on with Candace Owens, and I'm starting to get really concerned.
Anyway, switching gears to her dear friend, Victor Marx, because we now have proof that he did indeed announce that Charlie Kirk had died first to the world.
This is what I'm saying right here. We've seen this happen already. Victor Marx, along with Jack Hibbs, both announced that Charlie Kirk died before he died. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's almost like, oh, all right, you about to do it? All right, and you just come out and say it. Damn, man, this shit is scary.
Refrain from sharing any further details. Please stay posted. That's weird. That's very weird. And if I'm Candace Owens, I'm concerned. It's weird. There's something really weird going on with Candace Owens, and I'm starting to get really concerned.
Anyway, switching gears to her dear friend, Victor Marx, because we now have proof that he did indeed announce that Charlie Kirk had died first, to the world first, I should say. And it's very interesting. It's interesting because of everything we've just learned about him, and you wonder where he got that information. It's at least relevant enough to plot on our timeline, is it not? I think so. Victor Marx was the first person who announced that Charlie went to heaven, is what he said. I'm going to show you that post right here. And the person who sent this to us, they sent it to us in Eastern Standard Time. Fortunately, they had it screenshots. Their buddy sent it to them, and it showed us the timeline. But it says here, Victor Marx wrote, "Pray for Erica and their two little children who need the prayers now that Charlie is in heaven. The shooter is in custody." And he did a video, and he announced that Charlie had died. And people in the comments were like, but Glenn Beck posted he's stable. This is not confirmed. Who confirmed this? I haven't seen anything posted that he passed.
I contacted Erica through a text and told her.
This shit is scary, man.
I just told her, nobody's going to kill you.
And then he says, this is when Charlie Kirk died. Nobody's going to kill you. They only wanted Charlie. How the hell do you know? And who the hell is they? And were you on the phone with them when they killed them, or before they killed them, or right after they killed them? And how did you know what they were going to do next after they killed Charlie Kirk to be able to tell his wife that they're done, they're good, they're happy, they did what they needed to do, they're not going to go after you because they just wanted him? How do you know this?
You're safe. You and the kids. No one's coming after you. They just wanted Charlie. And I was just trying to reassure.
And then y'all remember this. Remember this. This is Farnsworth.
He's dead. God.
At this particular point, Charlie Kirk is not even in the SUV or not yet. He's not even in the SUV yet. So how do you know he's dead? Like, what? You're just standing up against the wall, hiding from the killer. How do you know? Is there something being said in his ear? Because that's the thing that we used to pay attention to when this first happened. Is something being said in his ear? Because these are meta glasses, and meta glasses, you know, you can hear is audio in the meta glasses.
Told her, nobody's going to kill you. You're safe. You and the kids. No one's coming after you. They just wanted Charlie. And I was just trying to reassure.
He's dead. God help him.
And why would you pull out your phone to announce it? And this is what I'm saying. There's this weird need to announce that somebody is dead before they die.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead. It's kind of weird. Go ahead, catch your breath, hit rewind, watch it again, watch it over and over again like I did, because you're probably thinking out loud, what?
So it's like when you see this right here, and when you look at the wording, like the wording of this is eerie. It's not really, well, wait, can you see this on my screen? Put a one in the chat, y'all can see this tweet on my screen. I just want to make sure. Put a one in the chat, y'all can see the tweet on my screen, because sometimes it doesn't show up. Can y'all see the tweet on my screen? Let me do it again. Okay. Can y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can see the tweet on my screen? Because I don't want to be talking about a tweet and y'all can't see it. Okay, cool. So the thing about it is the eeriness of this tweet is what bothers me. It's like Candace Owens' family reached out to me. What? Like, what are you talking about? Candace Owens' family reached out to you. And it's so heartfelt, but she's not dead. So it's like one thing about is saying, oh my God, I heard Candace was dead. That's one thing, but they're saying Candace Owens' family reached out to her. Like, it's so freaking eerie. And what this sounds like is she's like, oops, I'm a day early. So to Candace, because Candace watches all of us, they're trying to kill you again. Again. And that's the crazy thing about it. They're trying to kill you again. All right, let's keep going, man. This shit is scary because this Jack Hibbs dude did the same thing Victor Marx did right here.
Came to this world as a Jew.
So this is Jack Hibbs, and he came out talking about Candace Owens was dead right before anybody knew he was dead also. So I'm just going to play this video. He don't say it here, but this is just who he is.
God came to this world as a Jew. He's coming back as a resurrected man, Jesus Christ, not only the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, but he's Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. His throne will be in Jerusalem, the Jewish capital, in the nation of Israel, the Jewish state. And he will sit upon the throne of David, an amazing Jewish musician and warrior and king. All this rhetoric you're hearing, everybody, get pumped. We're in the last days. It's got to go this way. Listen, if your church is not pro-Israel, it's not a church. If your church is not pro-Israel and pro-reaching the Jewish people with the love of God.
So as you can see, this man is pro-IHOP through and through. And he's one of the people who were notified that Charlie Kirk passed away before he passed away. Remember, he got taken to the hospital and they started, like Frank Turek said, they started banging on him. And they were out on social media saying, oh my God, Charlie Kirk died. Y'all remember this?
Meeting that took place in the Hamptons that allegedly Charlie was threatened.
Remember this?
There was this meeting that took place in the Hamptons that allegedly Charlie was threatened.
All of these conservative young influencers who basically knew nothing were brought out to the Hamptons to basically hang out and party and feel like they were, in a reality show. And they were told that they were going to talk about Mahmoud Mamdani, who's likely to be the next New York mayor. And then in the middle of the meeting, I was told this by someone who was there. Ackman turns the whole thing into an argument about Israel. And then coming out of this meeting, everybody was offered a free trip to Israel. And Xavier de Rousseau is taken to Gaza, and de Rousseau was paid by the Israeli government to go there and deliver this absurd, flamboyant video mocking people for starving, denying starvation, and claiming that Hamas leaders are eating all the food, so they're going on Ozempic. And that's like what was coming out of this disgusting meeting where Charlie Kirk was being screamed at for trying to take like a mildly principled position.
I feel like people don't understand just how big Charlie Kirk truly was.
Hold on, let me play this also. Because I want to put you guys in the mindset of everybody.
There's been an allegation made.
So this is when they were trying to kill Candace at first.
There's been an allegation made by prominent podcaster Candace Owens that she's received a death threat, a credible death threat from the French, that a threat has been made on her life, and that the French, she's been told, also may have had a role in Charlie's assassination. Have you looked into either of those? Do you believe she's received a credible death threat from the French, or that the French had something potentially to do with Charlie's death?
Now, remember, Cash Patel is the specific person that Candace was asking about his flight logs. Remember that. So Cash Patel, I'm not going to say he said this, did this, or started this, but Candace Owens' simple request from Cash Patel to know what his flight logs were is what started all this. And here is Cash Patel speaking on Candace Owens' death threats, probably 5 months ago when she was threatened by the French. So listen to this. So remember, Cash Patel is who Candace Owens is inquiring about right now.
Either of those. Do you believe she's received a credible death threat from the French, or that the French had something potentially to do with Charlie's death?
Any American that receives a death threat from overseas or anywhere in America is going to be fully investigated. So we're not going to turn our eye away from that investigation or any others. If there's anything to it, this FBI will respond to it.
Okay, but so far, no.
We are just looking at everything that comes in. We're not going to reject any piece of information. If someone feels that their life is being threatened, we are, of course, looking at it.
Everybody watching, make sure to hit the like button. Everybody watching, make sure to hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, and hit the hype button. Hit the like button and hit the hype button.
In the wake of me having learned that France apparently paid for my assassination, and that the French Foreign Legion was apparently involved and on the ground at UVU on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
This is scary, y'all. This is scary. So I'm going to finish the video that I was talking about. I mean, that I was earlier playing. But before we do that, quick commercial break. Be right back.
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
Okay, so, and just for the record, everybody say Happy Father's Day in the chat if you have not already, because there is also fathers in the chat that you can say Happy Father's Day to. And drop a Father's Day Cash App. Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And yes, I am saying send me a Cash App. It is Father's Day. We fathers do not get enough love from the rest of the world. So I want the love. I am going to ask for the love. So drop a Father's Day Cash App. Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and I'll also drop the Cash App in the chat, and drop a Father's Day Cash App. See, I ain't too proud to ask for no damn money. So I'm going to pin this at the top, and I need 50 people to drop Father's Day Cash Apps. So if you love me, if you've been watching me, if you've been following me, if you love fathers, drop a Father's Day Cash App. The Cash App link is pinned at the top of the chat. And by my mother-daughter card game, if you have not already, show a father some love. Show me some love. Show another father some love. We need some love, y'all. We don't get enough love. So drop a Father's Day Cash App. Cash App is in the chat. All right, so let's keep going. Damn it. We fathers don't get no damn love.
God help him.
This is messed up, man.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead.
All right, so let's get
Got
into
six,
this.
which would have decapitated.
All right.
That the 30 got six, which would have decapitated Charlie, did not go through. Also, it would explain why there was unusually no ambulance on standby. I always had an ambulance on standby at my Turning Point USA events when I toured. This is an anomaly.
So right here, this is when Charlie Kirk first passed away, and Candace literally said, she gave out some new information that I didn't hear. I talked about this on my last live stream about Candace, but she articulated something that I didn't know or I wasn't aware of. Every single event Charlie Kirk did, he had an ambulance on site. But for some reason, this time, there was no ambulance on site at this UVU event. So they didn't want Candace to be there. Y'all remember, they kind of like ostracized Candace, and they ostracized the ambulance for being there. Listen to this. In every other event, there was an ambulance there.
As well, the paramedics would have seen the shattered road mic pieces and all of the other evidence, which did not support a gunshot wound, would be the reason why you would just have his security team transport him under this theory. Again, we're thinking while it's still legal to do so. Lastly, it would go some way of explaining why Erica was quick to forgive Tyler Robinson before the world, quicker than she was able to forgive Drewski when she came out weeks later looking like an assassin and saying that she was so angry at Drewski, much more angry than she was at Tyler Robinson. It's so bizarre. Well, it's easy to forgive someone if you maybe know they didn't do anything.
Facts.
I could probably forgive someone who didn't do something to me either.
That's a fact.
We are referring to Charlie's wireless microphone, not the handheld. Here it is. Again, that black squared Rode Mic Pro. It does also feature recording capability, and it also has a magnetic clasp, which holds it onto your shirt, the other side of your shirt. And here is how they put it onto Charlie on September 10th. So they have the magnetic clasp on the outside and yet the Rode mic on the inside. Now, if you are trying to get a clear and crisp audio, you do not place it on the inside of someone's shirt. Examine the question, is this how they just had always done it? Were they always just, incompetent? Well, we had some time, ladies and gentlemen, and I told you the very first tour stop where I saw that as a new feature was the first tour, the first college campus tour, where I was not featured alongside Charlie Kirk due to the Zionist peer pressure, the external Zionist peer pressure. Since me leaving the Daily Wire, it extended to Charlie Kirk. They didn't want him associating with me anymore. And that is when, it seems, the team began to introduce the redundancy of the wireless Rode mic. Again, that was also admitted to me by Terrell Farnsworth on the phone. So that's not imagined. That's not to say that there wasn't, some random one-off event where he had that redundancy, but as a rule, this is not something that Charlie had. He just kept his handheld. September 5th, the University of Wisconsin in Madison. He had no mic. On September 11th, University of North Texas, he has the mic. There we go. But you can see it's on the outside of his shirt because that makes sense. On September 18th, he was at the University of Pittsburgh. Again, Charlie has it on the outside of his shirt.
So let's stop right there. One of the biggest differences between Charlie Kirk and Candace is, one, Candace Owens isn't married to a honeypot. So that's the first difference between Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. Her husband is not a honeypot, but Charlie Kirk's wife was, in my opinion, a honeypot. That's the first one. But Charlie Kirk was out in the open for everyone to see. And there was a rumor that they wanted Charlie Kirk to pass away in front of everybody else, in front of the audience. Well, actually, Candace actually said it. Candace actually said it. Yeah, she's the one who said it. So if they were looking to get rid of Candace, they would have to wait for Candace to be in front of everybody like Charlie Kirk was, and Candace does her show in her basement. So because of that, they don't have the same type of access to Candace Owens as they did with Charlie Kirk. So and I know I played this earlier. I just want y'all to hear.
There's another phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett where being on the phone with him,
So I'm gonna fast forward right here. She says it around here.
Immediately cautioning me and Tucker to keep our mouths shut, telling us that we should lay low because there was a quote unquote list going around. Another person was a very well known woman who happens to be married to a CIA contractor. Same exact message. You and Tucker Carlson. But of course, we cannot tell you who we are getting this information from. I'm starting to realize, as I consider who the sources are and their closeness to the military, and now that we've gotten into the story and realized that virtually everybody there that day has these military ties, that threat may have been coming from the government, actually. That the globalized government that we live under, right, LOL to the idea that we have a national sovereignty, may have wanted me and Tucker to watch our friend die. And then...
See that part right there? They wanted to watch him die. So if they were to get Candace, nobody would be able to watch her die because she's not out in the open like everybody else. So there's a certain level of like disgustingness to this where they want everyone to watch the person die. They can't do that with Candace because she don't be nowhere.
National sovereignty may have wanted me and Tucker to watch our friend die. And then that global gang wanted us to know that you will be next if you don't shut up. Like really, it was supposed to be you.
So it's the watching somebody die that they want. But how would they do that with Candace and she does her show in the basement? And in my opinion, and I hope I'm wrong, they're waiting on Candace Owens to go out in the world, do some type of speech, do some type of event, and then that's when they'll try to take her out. So one thing I'm happy to say is Candace Owens does her show in the comfort of her own home. Like I do my show in the comfort of my own home. I think if Charlie Kirk would have just did the Charlie Kirk show, Charlie Kirk would still be alive right now. I think if Charlie Kirk just did the Charlie Kirk show and went home, I think Charlie Kirk would not be dead. Because they have this narcissistic, godlike need to get people to watch the person that is speaking up against them to die. They want us to watch the person die. But if you can't watch the person die, they're not going to kill you. They're just going to wait for you to be out in front so they can watch you die. So Candace, stay your ass home and you'll be safe. Stay with your husband. And, you know, Candace has a husband and he's powerful. So you can't just get at Candace like they can get at anybody else. And I want to play this because some people didn't know this, but no, you know what? Let me just keep going with this. Let me just keep going.
Suddenly on October 8th, in Reno, Charlie has it on the inside of his shirt. And then we see on the 11th, it's on the inside of his shirt. On October 30th, it's on the inside of his shirt. This is that expression that I said to you that we use here in the States called boiling the frog slowly, right? Introducing something new so he doesn't really recognize it and then changing one thing, getting him adapted to it so he doesn't really ask questions. And then, you know, lo and behold, something doesn't really make sense, but you're...
I want to say this. For Charlie Kirk to simply understand technology and to be a fairly intellectual person, why did he allow them to put the actual Rode mic inside of his shirt instead of outside of his shirt if, in fact, he knew that Rode mics are supposed to be on the outside of their shirts? But let me see. Let me find out. Are Rode mics supposed to be clipped on the inside of your shirt or on the outside of your shirt where it can show?
You can clip Rode mics either inside or outside your shirt. It depends on the video style and the mic type, as both methods have their own advantages and disadvantages.
Okay, that's interesting. So, according to Google, depending on the type of Rode mic, It actually is supposed to be on the inside of your shirt, depending on the type of mic it is. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Because I'm thinking, like, wouldn't you just ask, like, yo, why y'all putting this on the inside? They might say, well, this particular Rode mic is supposed to be on the inside of your shirt. Okay, so that answers that. Some Rode mics are actually supposed to be on the inside. Okay, we can move on. Cool.
I want to tell you guys this. There's another phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett.
Wait, that's not the right video. This video.
Use the thing that's not making sense, boiling the frog slowly. So we take a look at this. We take a look at the audiovisual team. We know Terrell Farnsworth is running this team. He has for over 10 years. Terrell Farnsworth is one of the quote unquote originals, as I say. He was, as we explained to you throughout our Erica Kirk series, he grew up with Tyler Boyer. Him and Tyler's families grew up together. Him and Tyler's families went to high school together. They go back generations, to be frank with you. And, you know, as a part of this like Mormon clan, and Tyler was the one that was hiring everybody that was around Charlie Kirk. That's just a fact. So the next logical question is, who particularly on Terrell's team mic'd Charlie? The answer is a young man named Philip Goldsberry Jr. Okay.
So here we're just seeing Philip Goldsberry clip it onto Charlie's shirt.
Uh-oh.
Here's a few moments beforehand. We can see Philip Goldsberry has the rope.
Hold on, y'all. Something's wrong. Let me take this off. All right. The wrong video is showing. Give me a second. Okay.
In his hand, and he's approaching Charlie.
All right, so let me back it up. So now we're going to look at the Rode mic on his shirt and who put it on his shirt.
Question is, who particularly on Terrell's team mic'd Charlie? The answer is a young man named Philip Goldsberry Jr. Okay.
So here we're just seeing Philip Goldsberry clip it onto Charlie's shirt. Here's a few moments beforehand. We can see Philip Goldsberry has the Rode Wireless Pro microphone in his hand, and he's approaching Charlie with it. Talking to, it looks like Terrell Farnsworth. There it is in his right hand. You see that? That's the Rode Wireless Pro microphone. Now we're going to see Philip Goldsberry sneak from behind Frank Turek there, and you can see the lapel magnet and the microphone transmitter in his hand. See that? Transmitter in one hand, lapel magnet in the other. See that Philip Goldsberry secured it under Charlie's shirt next to the necklace.
We want to focus here on the person who mic'd him, Philip Goldsberry Jr. I was already aware that it was Philip Goldsberry Jr. who had mic'd Charlie. I figured that out pretty soon, whoever everybody was on the team. A tiny bit of digging into who he was, and I, of course, immediately rolled my eyes when I discovered that his father was a pastor, a reverend, who also happened to study psychology. You know, I just was like, okay, we get it. Everybody is a pastor. We got Frank Turek here. We got Rob McCoy. Everybody here is like the TPUSA faith. And so Philip Goldsberry, being raised by a pastor, just like I said, made me give an eye roll. But things got pretty interesting when we looked at, I guess, a little bit more about who his father is. Also, his name is Dr. Philip Goldsberry, so they have obviously the same name. That's his dad right there. He is a pastor in Arizona, and I asked my team to figure out just like basic facts. I'm like, where's he from? Like, is there going to be another connection here? What's he involved in as a pastor? And you guys, our connecting themes spreadsheet is probably going to grow a little bit longer. You're not going to believe me, because back in 2006, when Erica was getting her teen Miss America crown under the Trump Miss Universal organization, Dr. Philip Goldsberry co-founded a charitable organization which began doing work in Eastern Europe. The organization would come to be known as Soder Global Ministries. And of course, they were in Ukraine. And of course, they were in Romania, helping to provide medical care to orphanages. I kid you not. I can't take it. I cannot take it. It's not possible. All of my homies are doing work in Eastern Europe, said nobody ever. It's just not possible. Look around, tag 10 of your homies, see how many people are doing ministry and work and helping Romanian orphans. This is not possible, okay? But this is who Philip Goldsberry's dad is, and this is a fact. We verified it. We have pictures. Now, despite starting to do work before 2010, they didn't officially file paperwork for their global ministries until 2010. Right? 2010 being the very year that the Black Sea Rotational Force set up a base in Romania, which would subsequently be accused of
the transportation of tadpoles.
This is what landed Erica's Romanian angels in some hot water online when they realized she was partnering with Colonel Otto Buscher, and Colonel Otto Buscher was the person who was accused of doing this, like setting up this base and
selling sex with tadpoles.
Okay. Here is their website, their current website, where they document their work in Eastern Europe. Like I said, I cannot make this up.
So I just want to make sure y'all are following this, right? This is the father of the person that actually put the lavalier mic on Charlie Kirk that allegedly may have, exploded.
2005, again, before they had legal paperwork that we could find, it says they provided medical care in Albania through primary care clinics in baby nurseries and orphanages and schools. Now, this isn't real. Do we all just got to get the sense that this isn't possible, that everybody around Turning Point USA Faith is involved in human sex trafficking organizations and in the region of Eastern Europe, and somehow, some way, it seems like they're crossing paths potentially, but they don't want to answer any questions, like Erica, about why I'm hearing from people that she's hanging out at the same office, model office, as Jeffrey Epstein, a woman that went down who was very close to Jeffrey Epstein, because Eastern European models seem to be being trafficked through her firm. Does anybody find all of this to be very strange, that almost to the day that Charlie and Erica go on their first date is when Jeffrey Epstein goes down? 2019, I think it was August of 2019 that Jeffrey Epstein kills himself.
Did y'all know that? I didn't know that until the last time I played this, which was, I think, 3 days ago. I didn't know that the day Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk started dating is the same day or same week. I'm sure it's not the exact same day that EpiPen unalived himself.
I can't accept this as reality. I can't accept that all of these people didn't know each other and got together. Like, oh my gosh, me too. I was there in Romania doing stuff for orphans too. Oh my God, you too? That's so strange. How amazing. How godly. To look at the Eastern European connection. That plane, don't forget, that left on the day of Charlie's assassination, the 888 plane, was formerly registered in Romania before it was registered there. And the owners of that plane today help with trafficking victims. In late 2012, we know that Erica begins her Romanian Angels project and is working with Otto Buscher in some capacity, because the U.S. Marines is where she's doing this, on the U.S. Marine base, partnered with them, as she says. Tyler Boyer, we know in 2011, went to Romania to work with the Romanian government. 2013, Tyler Boyer posts a photo of himself with a Ukrainian orphan named Natalia. She doesn't speak any English, and he claims to be helping an adoption agency program. I think we have that photo. I don't know if you have it handy. If not, no worries. Here we go. Like, that's weird. Like, do we look at these people and go, oh, they're all just such great people. This is really what they're doing. We have Pastor Greg Laurie's church, Harvest Church. Immediately, Erica went on tour after Charlie's assassination with Pastor Greg Laurie, and they are currently being taken through the court system because they are being credibly accused of trafficking from Romania. Greg Laurie is not denying that something took place in Romania. He
is Greg Laurie. He looks like the middle seat dude on Shark Tank. But Greg Laurie here is the head of Harvest Christian Fellowship. It's a mega church in California. And for many years, Greg Laurie, he's a bigwig in the evangelical world.
This is the guy that Erica Kirk, yet another guy, Erica Kirk, is connected to, and he is the person that she was touring with. I think the tour is over because nobody was showing up, but this is the guy.
He runs a massive church, does like TV sermons all the time, writes books, the whole shebang there. And the reason this guy is in the news is not because of anything he directly did per se, but it's because for years he had a right-hand man, another pastor at the church who he endorsed, supported everything. That guy's name is Paul Havsgaard. That's a name you're going to want to remember for the rest of this story. In short, many years ago, Harvest Christian Fellowship, they decided that they were going to launch a ministry overseas in Romania. In Romania. They were going to create orphanages for the children of Romania who have nowhere else to go. And Paul Havsgaard was going to move there and run those orphanages.
Here's my issue with this orphanage stuff, just on the outside, the surface level. If you care so much about orphans, why aren't you helping the orphans in your own city? Why are you going way out to damn Romania to help random ass children that you don't know? There's orphans in every freaking city.
But the allegations say that the church did not provide proper oversight, and that children who stayed in those buildings years ago now say Havsgaard abused them for many, many years.
So I just did a Google search to find out, why are these weirdos going way out to Romania to start random orphanages? And it's all of them. Erica Kirk, Rick Cutler, this dude that he's talking about. So the article simply says that Romania is a hub for prostitutes. So Italy, Spain, the UK, Germany, Dubai, and Russia are all looking for prostitutes. They either come there to get them or they're actually created or trained. So to a certain degree,
created or trained means they're born into orphanages and then they're raised in order to be prostitutes from birth almost. And let me show you how they actually do this with tadpoles at a young age, because I don't know if my girl Mimi is in the chat. Shout out to Mimi if she's not here, or she is here. She said this right here.
Slovenia are very naive.
So this is how they create prostitutes. Prostitute creation. Listen to this.
Parents in Slovenia are very naive. We had modeling agencies coming to our elementary schools.
You said modeling agencies are coming to your elementary school?
Elementary school, yeah. And I never even thought anything about it. Like, you understand? Like, now when I watch you and I see the things unfolding, I'm like, oh my God, that was actually kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was 12, 13. They came and they was like, we're taking pictures of you. You can be a model. And I like had a physicist father that just came home and was ranting about how models are, whores.
See right there? See right there? See, when you have a father, your father can see through the bullshit. Your father can see what they're trying to do. So if she didn't have a father, and this is the reason why fathers are so important, especially on Father's Day. Shout out to the fathers out there. Shout out to the fathers protecting their daughters. Shout out to their fathers protecting their sons. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. Her father told her no. In his opinion, because I'm not going to say models are whores, but in his opinion, models are whores in his mind. And so when the people came up to her elementary school telling this little girl, or his little girl, I would say, that she can be a model, her father said no. Shout out to all the damn fathers. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there doing their jobs, protecting their children from Erica Kirk-like people. I love it. I absolutely love it. I just had to stop right there to let y'all know how important fathers are, because this girl's father protected her.
Now, when I watch you and I see the things unfolding, I'm like, oh my God, that was actually kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was 12, 13. They came and they was like, we're taking pictures of you. You can be a model. And I like had a physicist father that just came home and was ranting about how models are,
whores.
And so I didn't touch that.
She said, so I didn't touch that. So modeling agencies came to her elementary school, but because she had a father, he steered her away from that and said, go to school.
I love it. Shout out to the fathers.
I studied, biology. And I also know a model that went to that world, told me they really do treat you like cattle, like cow. Because I think Melania is just the one that gave in. That's why we have no respect for her.
And real quick, shout out to Maria for the $100 cash app. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for the super chat, super chat, super chat. Thank you for the cash app. Cash app, cash app, cash app. Thank you for the cash app.
Thank you so much, Maria, for my wonderful Father's Day gift. Thank you so much. Cash app is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Send your boy Cash app if you care about fathers.
Right. I don't think she was like Erica is like, she is bred in America. To me, it looks like for a specific purpose from specific people. Knowing Slovenian parents, Slovenian culture, I don't think that's Melania. I think she just was pretty, as most Slavic women are. She was beautiful and she gave in, They do come for beautiful women of Slovenia, make them stars in America or wherever.
We want to talk about Melania Trump also, since we're going down this rabbit hole.
And just like Melania became famous and probably is also doing weird stuff. I'm not defending this woman. I think that's correct. I think they are both connected via same handlers, EpiPen, all those people.
You witnessing yourself that modeling agencies were coming to your elementary school, right? So some people don't know about this.
This is Leon Black, a billionaire mentioned in the Epstein files, and also the owner of LifeTouch, the photography company that has been taking pictures of kids in schools for decades.
Just a side note, just a side note for all of you that were taking these yearbook pictures, including myself. We all are on a dark web and somebody is jacking off to our kids' pictures.
And when we start to make the connections between Epstein and who he chose to do business with and who was financing him, it is one big connected web. And I still don't think we are mad enough about what is going on, because when you start to connect these dots and you start to think, okay, there's a massive catalog of kids out there attached to Jeffrey Epstein. What was it being used for? We still don't have any prosecutions. And again, I don't think we're mad enough.
If you are a parent, I need you to stop and watch this video, because what I've been going through in the Epstein file should concern everyone, but especially parents.
Did y'all know this? Or is this new information for y'all?
Now stick with me on this because it's important. If you have kids, or even from when you were a kid, you probably remember a company called LifeTouch. They're the company that takes school photos, and they've been around for decades. In fact, I remember them taking my school photos when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of you probably remember that too. So this is a company that's been around for a while and has had routine access to American and Canadian schools for generations. Well, today, LifeTouch is owned by Shutterfly, which was acquired by a company called Apollo Global Management. That means LifeTouch and Shutterfly now sit in the same corporate structure. Now, when people hear school photos, they tend to think it's just a picture. It's not. School photo systems typically include a child's name, their school, their grade, their teacher, classroom information. Parents then provide home addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and payment details. All of that information is tied directly to an image of a child, your child, and stored long-term for reorders, archives, and future access.
Okay, so I want to go too far in the woods. So let's get back to this particular video here. Oh, no. Let's go down in the woods. Let's go out in the woods. Let's go out in the woods. So speaking of all of this, let's talk about Melania for a second, and then we'll come back.
Lady Melania Trump's bestie of 20 years, Amanda Ungaro, is unleashing holy hell on X, and with good reason. Here's how it started, and here's how it's going.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of what Mimi said about how a lot of these people, well, how Candace Owens said, how a lot of these people are going to Romania. Is a whole list of people going to Romania to help orphans, right? And for whatever reason, that's where they like to go instead of helping orphans in America. And the reason why they go to these countries is because it's accepted. Just like Mimi said, they can go to schools and get children who have parents, not even just orphans. They can go to normal schools and recruit tadpoles and bring them into the modeling agency in elementary schools. So the thing about it is, Melania is one of those people that was recruited, and a lot of people don't know this. Hold on, where's the video? This isn't the video. Oh, here it is right here. Here's the video right here.
Melania Trump came out and made the statement she did is because a book is being released in the United Kingdom in 2 days, where there's interviews and pieces from interviews where Epstein and Prince Andrew discuss how they were both fucking Melania before she was passed on to Donald, and how they were all shocked when he married a paid-for whore.
And I believe Melania Trump is Slovenian, if I'm not mistaken. So one more time, Melania Trump.
The reason Melania Trump came out and made the statement she did is because a book is being released in the United Kingdom in 2 days, where there's interviews and pieces from interviews where Epstein and Prince Andrew discuss how they were both fucking Melania before she was passed on to Donald, and how they were all shocked when he married a paid-for whore.
So going back to Candace, I just wanted to play this. This is the reason why they go to these other countries, because apparently those women in those third world countries are very easily to be obtained because they don't have parents, or their parents are something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. They may be able to pay their parents off because their parents don't have money in these third world countries, but they're easily to be obtainable in some type of way. And what they do is they take the girl's passport and then they fly them to America, and then they keep their passport away from the girls so they can never go back home. So now their passport has been taken away from them. So they're like, hey, if you want to go back home, you got to do this. If you want to get this, you got to do that. If you want your passport, so they're just literally we got your passport. Go have sex with this guy. Go have sex with that guy. And you literally become somebody's slave simply by holding their passport over their heads.
Broader church issue. It's just this guy at the church who was doing it. When Charlie met Erica, she brought the quote unquote faith. And she stayed with faith, and she constantly involved herself in faith, and she guided him on who he should have around him on the basis of faith. People like Victor Marx.
And Charlie Kirk started making hundreds of more thousands of dollars the second he started dealing with Erica Kirk because of stuff like this.
Who tells us his wife, Eileen, is like a mentor to her. Everyone is a mentor to Erica. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Feels to me like a broader conspiracy. It feels to me like all these people know each other from another life, and they sort of infiltrated Turning Point USA. That's how I feel. I say bless Terrell Farnsworth, the CEO of Visual Impulse, longtime audio and visual guy for Charlie. And curiously, when I asked him whether or not those ops were stationed at the Turning Point headquarters, he told me no. Unclear where in Phoenix exactly these ops were watching Charlie die. Who were these ops? This should be a very easy data point that we can confirm, but we can't.
So Charlie Kirk's unaliving was broadcasted somewhere because, of course, he had two mics. He had one mic, and then he had a mic on his shirt. So that means the live stream was being broadcasted somewhere and recorded. And if the video or the feed was not being sent to Arizona, which is the Turning Point USA home office, where was it being sent to? I personally think that these people are so disgusting that they were sitting around, whoever they were, eating their popcorn, waiting for Charlie Kirk to get popped. And the feed was being broadcasted, and now they're able to look at it like you can look at something on Scorn Hub. You know, it was like a Charlie Kirk unaliving hub. And they can look at it over and over again because it was recorded in 4K. So that's the reason. That's where I think the feed was being broadcasted to. A bunch of people, disgusting people, eating popcorn.
Okay, we've exhausted every resource at Turning Point.
Possibly at a movie theater.
USA, employees current and former, and the response that we have received across the board is the same. They were told it was being live streamed, but nobody knows where exactly.
Where?
How is that possible?
What if it was live streamed at a literal movie theater where all of these disgusting people were sitting around with their feet up waiting for Charlie Kirk to get unalived?
Why would Charlie not want the clips to be live streamed to his office if that's true?
Right.
If what Terrell told me is true, where was it going? Who was watching it? Who are the ops? Are they the real ops? And also, where are Charlie's clothes that he was wearing? Where are Charlie's clothes that he was wearing on that day? Because
good point.
If I'm Tyler Robinson's defense, I would be requesting that white Freedom shirt that he was wearing. The explosive, the shaped charge, was actually supposed to hit him in the chest. It was supposed to look like he got shot in the chest. People wouldn't have questioned it because the blood obviously would have gone onto his shirt. People would have seen that and assumed he got hit in the chest. On his defense, I would find that t-shirt and I would have it tested for explosive residue, which might be maintained in the fabric particles.
Video coming on my assessment of Erica Kirk. As I was doing that assessment, I came across Proclaim 365. That's her now streetwear brand. But I found it very, very strange that it incorporated 4 months after her and Charlie Kirk started dating. So her and Charlie Kirk started dating September 2018, October 2018 timeframe. Proclaim 365 was incorporated January of 2019. Like,
all right, so y'all listen now. Y'all listen.
homegirl moves fast. Then I started doing digging. And right now you can see it. There's a website, sells streetwear. I was like, I want to know when this started and kind of how it's migrated. Well, the internet's forever. So there's a place you can go, I'm going to show you in a minute, where you can look up past websites, past website versions. And I did that for Proclaim 365. And what I found was very strange. All right, so to look at a...
All right, so before we get into this, quick commercial break. Got a gnat in here. It's getting on my damn nerves.
If you had one wish involving us, what would it be?
That we got along better.
Okay.
The day that you told me, like, I was so happy for you, my mindset toward you completely changed. I think after you had her, you realized, like, how hard it is to be a mom. And, like, when you look back at things that maybe, like, made you mad at me, you realize, like, okay, well, that is hard.
Just bought this mother-daughter card game because I came to the realization that my issues with my mom are not resolved, so I decided to do something about it. Just played this card game with my mom and we both literally broke down crying. Here's the card game right here. Buy it. Every woman needs this. You won't regret it.
Website in their past, you can either Google Donk it, or there's also a site called...
So this is Erica Kirk's website and how she changed her website right before Charlie Kirk passed away.
Way back. And what that does is it takes snapshots from a bot and it goes to websites and it just scrubs the internet. And you'll see here, this is Proclaim 365 I put in. You can see the dates, the times that it grabbed it, and it'll show you the actual website, what was on the website. So prior to August 25th, this is what it looked like. It was Bible verses, everything Bible. Then what I found was August 25th. So what's that? 15, 16 days before Charlie Kirk was, it changed. It had been Bible from 2019 to now, and then it changed to a clothing drop website. That is when it became streetwear. I was like, that's strange.
Strange.
So then, because it became so popular, this site way back grabbed a bunch of snapshots during September, and I looked for the minorest change. I was like, when were they editing this? Someone explained to me why they were editing this site. So you can see all of the changes. September's wild. They edited this site the day he was...
They edited the site the same day Charlie Kirk was unalived. The same day Charlie Kirk was unalived, they edited the site.
7 days after he was... they did their new drop. And you can say, oh, well, someone else was running it. I think it's really, really strange that 15 days before Charlie Kirk was killed, merch drop showed up. I think it's really strange that on the day that he died, edits were being made. I don't care if you had hired somebody. 7 days after he died, whole new merch shop showed up. Really crazy? Is that on September 10th, the day he was killed, hero image, the image on the front page, was replaced with a Matthew 25:40 shirt. I'm going to read you Matthew 25:40. Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So on the day Charlie Kirk is murdered, that's what you choose to replace. You're never, ever, ever now going to convince me this wasn't planned. And they made a killing. A few weeks later, new drop, new website, new drop. They didn't care. This machine kept going. And if you go to everydayheroes.com right now, sorry, it's my lip gloss. If you go to everydayheroes.com right now, it redirects you to this site. Where's the Bible verse? Where's the picture of Charlie? Because it used to be a picture of Charlie and a video of Charlie Kirk and his kids. Yeah, that was gone August 25th. You got some explaining to do, Erica Kirk.
You know the Erica Kirk from 1975?
No.
Yeah, it was real.
Who is this?
Oh, the other Erica Kirk, the first lady of Florida, who in 1975 married Governor Kirk, the guy who he signed the shit that let Disney have like a Vatican in Florida. Control history. There you go. They were calling her Madam X
when they first saw her back in 75 because she was dancing with the governor. Nobody knew who the fuck she was.
Oh, really?
So this is none other than Erica Kirk's parents. I'm going to do a separate video about this, but this is Erica Kirk's parents. That's Erica Kirk's mom and Erica Kirk's dad right there. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued. So I think those are Erica Kirk's parents. I think that is Erica Kirk's mom, but I might be wrong, so don't sue me. Because I don't want Erica Kirk coming to me. Sorry, Erica. I don't want you to sue me. Please. Don't breathe hard in my face. Please.
The plane that Pete Hegseth almost exclusively uses, its tail number is 99-0404. On September 8th, the day that Mitch Snow says that he saw Erica Kirk and Cabot Phillips on Fort Huachuca, that plane goes from Joint Base Andrews out west and then ends up at Fort Huachuca. And it flew there under a call sign Sam 702.
Everybody say Happy Father's Day if you have not already, because there's new people coming in. Wish them Happy Father's Day. Have a party in the chat. Have a Father's Day party in the chat. Everybody, if you have not already, say Happy Father's Day to the new people that have just joined the chat. We got about 800 people in here, so we got about 300 more people than we had at first. So everybody say Happy Father's Day to the people that are in the chat that are fathers, and to me also. So have a party in the chat. Let's have a Father's Day party in the chat.
SAM means is Special Air Mission. The only people who can approve or authorize or order a Special Air Mission flight are the president and the vice president.
Wow.
30 days after Charlie Kirk is murdered, there is a munitions production facility called AES, which is called Accurate Energetic Systems. It's in Eastern Tennessee. There's like virtually nothing else out there. And what they do is they build explosives and they deliver to, like excavators, and they also do contracts for the government. The Department of Defense had placed a $440,000 order just ahead of Charlie Kirk's death for a micro.
Yeah, shout out to Stu Peters.
Explosive from AES. Well, 2 weeks after Charlie Kirk is murdered, tons of people saw this where I'm like, oh, that was a weaponized lavalier microphone that blew up, and that's what killed Charlie Kirk. The thing went massively viral. 2 weeks after that, AES, this production facility that delivered the micro explosives to the DOD, satisfied the order. It explodes October 30th, which is 2 weeks after I released this video about an explosive killing Charlie Kirk. The day that this thing blows up, tail number 99-0404, the plane almost exclusively used by the Department of War Secretary.
And this is a fact. This is a fact.
Pete Hegseth, that morning, that plane left Joint Base Andrews and went to Fort Huachuca. At the time that this thing was smoldering after it had just blown up, the plane that Pete Hegseth almost exclusively uses.
This is a fact. This is a fact.
Detours on its way to Joint Base Andrews to fly directly over the AES manufacturing facility that satisfied a $440,000 micro explosive order just ahead of Charlie Kirk's death, which blew up 2 weeks after I said, hey, explosives killed Charlie Kirk. And it flew over this part of Eastern Tennessee where there's nothing else but this thing. When that thing exploded, every employee on the inside died. 23,000 pounds of explosives blew up, killing everybody inside. Everybody in that facility died.
And over time, your thoughts become your priorities.
No, I don't want to hear none about no damn priorities. Shut your stupid ass up. Okay, so I'm about to go out and enjoy my Father's Day. And to all the fathers out there, I want to personally wish you a happy Father's Day. And go enjoy your day. enjoy your underwear, because you already know that's all somebody's going to buy you. Some damn underwear. And if you want to wish me a happy Father's Day, you can drop a Cash App. Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, or you can buy my mother-daughter card game as a gift to you. So you can send me a gift by giving yourself a gift by buying my card game, and enjoy your day. And hopefully you guys will have a safe and happy Father's Day, even though most people, sadly, don't really care about us because we don't get no love. So the link to send me a Cash App is pinned at the top of the screen, and the link is also in the chat, and you can buy my card game with the link under this video. So I would talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. What? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. What? Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat.
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change?
This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions. Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like another light thought, we are